doing?
So you're banned, eh?
I am banned. I'm not even allowed in the building. I'll be escorted out of the building if I try to go inside, I've been told.
Like, they call the police on you?
Well, they didn't say they would call the police, but maybe security or something. I don't know. I'm not going to test it. I don't want to, like, be dragged out of the convention hall. That's not what I'm here for.
Why were they banning you?
Well, I'm banned from the convention because I'm accused of vote buying. And the reason for that is because I posted on the internet many months ago that if you support drug policy reform and you're a delegate to the convention and you're having trouble getting here, we could perhaps help fund your travel expenses, or I booked a few beds at the hostel for people and that kind of thing. And most of the posts I made were clear: if you support drug policy reform, we want you to come. I think one or two I wrote, we'll help you to the convention, all we ask in return is your support for this resolution. And I think phrasing it like that, you considered vote buying, and they banned me. But no one ever asked me. These posts were made months ago. I was told 2 days before the convention, I got an email from Brad Lavigne saying, you've been deregistered as a delegate. I said, I'll come in as an observer. They said, no, you can't come as an observer. I came to the youth convention and observed that, and Drew Anderson came and took my pass away, took me outside, said, you can't come into the building.
And you're a former NDP candidate, right?
I was a candidate, which may be part of the reason I'm not so beloved by the NDP inner core, is because of what happened in the last federal election with my nomination, where I ended up resigning my candidacy after it was discovered that I smoked marijuana and have occasionally taken LSD in the past, which, considering I'm the former leader of the BC Marijuana Party, I can't imagine was a big surprise really to anybody. So
do you have a lot of supporters here this week?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I helped 6 people get here, so it's not like we're buying the convention with my vast bankroll. But there's a lot of supporters, a lot of people in the NDP and across Canada want to see drug policy reform and certainly want to see marijuana law changed. And we had a resolution that we brought forward. We had it up to number 2 on the priority list in the hall, and then the room was flooded with other delegates, and they pushed it back down to 20 again. So we had it up to 2, and then they re-voted to change what we voted on already, and it's back down to 20. So I don't think that's a very democratic process. But
so you don't think it's been a very democratic process?
No, I'll also say that whether or not you support drug policy reform and the resolutions I support and my ideas, that should be a separate thing than whether or not I'm allowed to go to the convention. I mean, even if you think I'm an idiot and drug policy reform is a bad idea, hopefully you would still support, like, me being able to go. And I don't really understand how banning me, like, if I did sponsor thousands of delegates and I bought this convention off of my huge bankroll, then how does banning me fix that solution? It doesn't really make any difference, so I don't really understand what the...
So what do you think the real reason is they don't want you here?
Well, you know, we also, like, I go to a lot of NDP conventions. I've been to over a dozen provincial NDP conventions in the last few years. Normally we buy an ad in the convention guide, we get a table, I'm there, and legalize marijuana and prohibition. No one cares, we're just doing our thing, another group promoting an idea. This convention we tried to buy an ad. I was told the ads were inappropriate and we couldn't run them in the convention guide. The ad said, thank you to the NDP for standing up against the Conservatives' war on drugs. And we had a quote from Libby Davies, a drug policy critic and deputy leader, about how we need drug law reform. And that ad was deemed inappropriate for the convention guide. We tried to book a table. I booked it well in advance. We called repeatedly for 3 months trying to get our table confirmed. No one would answer us. No one would respond to us at all. And then the same day that I was told by Brad Lavigne I'm not welcome at the convention, we got a call saying we're allowed to have a table. I don't understand what's going on or how this is happening, but it all seems very odd to me. And after a dozen conventions, this has never happened before. Every other convention is just normal. We do our thing. No one cares. It's not a big deal. But here it's been like a struggle just to get a reply from anybody. And now I'm not allowed at the convention, and it's been a very weird process for me, and something that has never happened before.
And the real reason you think they don't want you here is why?
I think Brad Lavigne doesn't like me. He's upset with me for wrecking the last election and is not interested in drug policy reform because he thinks it's probably going to be a vote loser or something. I'm only speculating. I have no idea what goes on in their heads because they won't talk to me. But that's what it seems to me is that Brad Lavigne is targeting me and doesn't want our resolution through. And they even offered when they told me I wasn't welcome 2 days before the convention. I talked to Drew Anderson, who's like Lavigne's kind of assistant and helper in the convention, and I said, I've already booked my plane ticket and I can't get my money back. And he said, we will compensate you for your lost airfare if you don't come to the convention. So they almost were like offering to bribe me almost $1,000 an